Good morning,
Welcome.
everyone.
Morning.
Welcome.
Morning.
Thanks so much for coming in. So today we have some of our group leaders in our supply chain department coming to chat with us today. Okay, so today we're going to talk about what it's like to be a group leader. So let's start off with some introductions. What are your names?
Okay, so my name is Lydia Alomerovic. I'm a group leader in distribution and fulfillment.
And I'm Amberly Carter. I have been a group leader over shipping.
And I'm Mike Brown. I'm a group leader in the custom products value stream. I've been over acrylic now for almost 5 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I'm Julianne, and I'm one of our recruiters for supply chain. So thanks for having me.
Well,
Yeah, so you've been here how long?
I've been here 7 years.
Okay.
And typically, we rotate as group leaders, but I was fortunate to have a couple of years in acrylic at nights, and then when we did the rotation, I was able to go to days, and I was able to stay in acrylic. So I've got almost 5 years in one area, which is not typical for us as group leaders, but it's been great.
Yeah, you've liked staying in the one area?
It is. It's been good.
Yeah, awesome. What about you two? How long have you been at O.C.Tanner, and how long have you been a group leader?
Yeah, so I've been O.C.Tanner. It'll be 2 years in May. And I actually started as a logistics analyst as a logistics specialist, and then moved up to this role about mid-year last year, and it's been wonderful. I've really enjoyed, coming into the group leader space and learning so much from all these wonderful group leaders.
Nice. What about you, Lydia?
Okay, so I've been with the company on and off since 1997, but collectively I have 21 years almost.
Oh,
with the
wow.
company.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So why have you all chosen O.C.Tanner? And why have you, Lydia, why have you stayed so long?
It actually came back twice because I had to quit because of my kids and came back twice because it's a great company to work for. I tried different companies when I quit because of my kids. For a while I worked in Discover Card, and believe me, I called Denise Page every day. Can you please have me back? It wasn't a very nice.
That's what we
place
call a
to work.
boomerang employee. Have you heard that? We
Yes.
throw you and then you come back.
Yes.
Or you throw yourself and then you come back.
My situation threw me in different direction. But I came back just because it's such a great company to work for, so many opportunities, and my career even started. I started as a team member, and being a trainer, then team leader, becoming a group leader. So, career path and everything. So.
Awesome. We're so glad that you boomeranged yourself back.
Me too.
How long, or why did you choose O.C.Tanner?
Yeah, so I was introduced to O.C.Tanner probably the very first time by a great uncle who worked in our purchasing department. And I ran into him at a family party. He wasn't somebody that I saw super often, but he learned that I was in my supply chain degree at university. And he said, "Oh, you'll have to come by O.C.Tanner." And for the very next week, the university sent out a notice that we were going to tour it. And the second that I toured O.C.Tanner, I was so hooked. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a company that implements absolutely everything that I've learned and loved in my degree. And so I actually, at our next mentor matching event, I met up with Mike because he was on the university board, Mike Erickson.
Oh, nice.
Over logistics. And he helped me find a role that really fit what I love to do. And it's been fun to really grow into that and to really come back to O.C.Tanner and realize that it's everything and more that I hoped for.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, so I've got a little story about how I ended up here. And I don't know if Dave Siebert, I've ever told him this, thanked him, I should say, but about 7 years ago, when I was trying to decide on my next job, I had 3 offers in front of me, 3 different companies at the same time. It was a great job market at the time. And I actually had chosen another one and decided to go with another company. And I called Dave and I let him know that I was going to decline and pass on it. And the only thing he said to me at the time was, "Well, I'm really sorry to hear that. And the only thing I can say to you is that if you had chosen us, you wouldn't have regretted it." And for some reason, I did not sleep that night. It set in really hard, and I just thought, wonder what he meant by that, And he said, I've been here 25 plus years and never regretted it, and you wouldn't regret it either, basically, paraphrasing. And it literally sunk in all night long. And I'd already accepted the other one, declined this one. You know, the wife was happy with my decision. And I got up next morning, and I didn't even tell her. I was just out walking around the neighborhood, and I called him, and I said, I changed my mind. Is it too late?
Oh.
I changed my mind. You know, I love that thought of you won't regret it. And I didn't even know Dave very well, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going off at word.
Intuition.
Yeah,
Your
just
feeling.
something that
Yep.
was a feeling all night long that was like, this guy's telling the truth. You know? And fortunately, when I called back, he said, we are in a meeting right now talking about what we're going to do because we were disappointed that you turned us down.
Oh,
He says, your timing is perfect.
Oh, good.
Yes, no problem. We accept. And,
Oh, I'm so glad it
and
worked
the
out.
rest is
Wow.
history. I haven't
That's
regretted
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
Day since.
That's a great
I was in
story.
one of your interviews.
Oh,
Yes.
cool.
That's right.
Phone interview.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was your wife surprised when you
Yes,
went home?
yes. There was a little pay difference. Yeah, she was surprised. She was like, okay, Mike, you know what you're doing. I trust you.
And it was
If you're saying it's a feeling.
and you went to third shift, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That was
Just
different.
started
Yeah.
out. a third shift.
Yep.
Well, and for our audience who isn't familiar with like a group leader, does one of you or some of you want to share with us like what is the day in the life of a group leader? What do you do?
Sure, we're basically operational managers. That would be the synonym to what group leader is in O.C.Tanner. We oversee day-to-day operations in our teams. We are developing and growing our people and add what am I missing? So day-to-day, it's basically working with our teams, strategizing from day-to-day all the way to the strategy deployment projects, teaching, growing, developing, coaching our team members, collaborating with our colleagues in our value streams and across value streams. You know, we have a very successful morning huddle that we get together. Day shift in the morning and second shift has also huddle in afternoon, and we share resources. We are very much so working for the same team, and that's what our day-to-day life looks like.
I know we were maybe going to get to this question later, but I think what's interesting about what we do as group leaders versus maybe leadership at previous opportunities or other employment, I always felt like leadership was just the ones that knew everything and therefore they were promoted and could tell everybody what to do because they knew everything that was going on. And I've really felt like the group leader role is starkly different. There's definitely a good piece of you have to know what's going on, but beyond that, we are very much so because we consider the team members the experts. We are very much so their support. So we are just there to remove all roadblocks, keep them out of meetings, keep them getting, keep their mental capacity and their mental state well, so that they can do what they do best, which is work the line and manufacture amazing and beautiful products. And we do everything we can to make sure that they can focus on that and try to remove all the fluff. Right? And so we become kind of a support team rather than just a leadership that knows everything.
Yeah.
And we can ask the right questions and really get to the root of the problems and support them in that way.
And we are
I love that.
supporting them in that way. We are also empowering them to take the, like she said, we know that they're experts, so we encourage them and empower them to actually improve, to work the standard work, but also to challenge that standard work and improve the standard work. So they are part of the success of the company. So they feel like I always go by what Gary always says. We actually don't when we hire for their personalities. We hire for attitude, and we teach the job skills. So we are there to make sure that that they have tools that they can use to improve those processes and always work smarter, not harder.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Thank you.
That's great.
Anything you'd like to add, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, in every day, what an everyday looks like is we wear a lot of hats. We have a lot of authority, and it's almost like running your own business. So every one of us, our teams are individual businesses. You know, we start from the recruiting, bringing in the right people. we're a big part of the HR group and team, and how we coach people, how we onboard them, how we teach the culture. We're responsible for hiring, firing, development, the workload, the production. So you're really wearing a lot of different hats throughout the day. Keeping the team on time, meeting the production needs, making adjustments as necessary when work goes up and down. And we have to work amongst ourselves and together, and flexing our people around. And there's a lot of that goes on, different tiered meetings and different alignment throughout the day. But it's a very rewarding, multitask day. You're doing a lot of different things every day.
Thanks so much for all you do. Truly. You guys are always running around, taking care of a lot. I see it. Awesome. So, Mike, you started as a group leader,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then, so you started as a logistics specialist, and you still do that.
Yeah, I'm playing a fun dual role. The hope was that I would come down as a group leader and really improve the communication and the coordination between the shipping team and the logistics team, and it's been wonderful. It's been a great fit. The
Balancing
teams meshed
both.
pretty well.
And
Yes, balancing both is fun. Definitely keeps me on my toes, learning time management skills by all means.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's been good.
Well, and Lydia, can you tell us about your career path?
Sure.
You started as a team member, the one working on the line, and did you know that you wanted to be a group leader, like long term, or did it just kind of blossom into that? Like,
Oh, no.
or did you have someone mentoring you or helping you, like, hey, you're great, you should do this, or how did that happen?
Refugee. I knew English. I was lucky to be fortunate enough to through the school and through my parents to investing in me and giving me opportunities to learn English. So I knew basic of English, but it wasn't enough I was just lucky that O.C.Tanner hired me just to work and have a job. And through that, I always say through my career at O.C.Tanner, I learned bachelor's degree in O.C.Tanner University.
Yeah, that's great.
I was given so many opportunities. Through my leadership, they see potential in me, and they encouraged me and helped me to become a trainer, mentor at that time, and then eventually the team leader. And with their encouragement, applied to be a group leader, going through wonderful program of going through the 3 months of on a project and becoming a group leader. So those are all opportunities that was provided to me by O.C.Tanner, and I was very fortunate to be hired and rehired by this company. And to be here.
Well, you're a hard worker.
Yeah.
Great person, so.
Thank you. Yeah.
How long have you been a group leader?
I was just counting based on what he said. I think eight years. Yeah, I was group leader before you.
So that 3 month time
Right,
is like, that's been going on for a long time, where you have the 3 months to work on a project before you fully step into
when did they
group
start?
leader?
How long has that been going on?
I was in a second group.
Okay.
There was
So
a group
8 years
before
or
me.
so.
So you all
8
did
years
that
ish.
too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, it's opportunity to put you in a very uncomfortable position.
Yes. That's a great way to describe it.
You actually are working on a project that you don't have any influence on any
Yeah.
decision making. Nothing. You're not the manager.
You've
of
got to
that.
earn that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Through the opportunities and I remember my project was the low cost emblems at O.C.Tanner. So you go through think experiment, you go through all of those. It's extremely uncomfortable, but rewarding on the end, because you develop connections, you develop relationships with people that you seen walking by you, but you never worked with. So purchasing, logistics, any other aspects of the company that you did not have that close contact with. So it's, like I said, very challenging, but very, very rewarding on the end.
Nice. Did you do a 3-month project?
I didn't do an official 3-month project because they moved me right down there.
And you were balancing
Yes.
your
Perfect.
other
Figure it
position
out.
too.
Definitely was given,
Yeah.
the task to really coordinate those efforts, and
Yeah.
that's been
Yeah.
exciting.
That's the same. It's basically the same.
Yes.
Here
Yes.
you go. Good luck.
Yeah.
While
Yes.
simultaneously
Yeah.
managing the transition. Yes.
Yeah.
No, it was great.
Do you remember
Yeah.
your project?
Oh
Mike?
yeah, you can't forget it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
no.
it's like boot camp. I remember very well every day. And, coming from the outside, it's intimidating at first. The company basically gives you a project. They give you a scope. They give you a problem. They tell you to solve it and figure it out. That's basically what they do. And you're kind of left there that first day, looking around, going, you do have a mentor. They give you a mentor.
Sure.
They give you the tools. And again, throughout that 3-month period, they're also teaching problem-solving tools and all the different tools we use at O.C.Tanner and all the systems we have set up. So they're telling you, you have this, you're getting trained on this, you're learning about culture. But the second you walk out of that training, you're in the real world trying to solve the problem. They're not telling you who to go to. They're not telling you what contacts, who can make the decisions to help you. You basically just see the problem. Basically, you break it down into stages and phases that you go through. You think about it quite a bit. And you come up with some different possibilities, and then you get to the experimental phase. But it's a real come in every day. And again, this is a probationary period.
Sure.
And so in your mind, you're like, what do I have to do to be successful in this project? And I literally remember following people down the hall because you're trying to get a minute of their time. Because you sent some emails and some requests and nothing came back.
Sure.
And so now you're catching them between the lunchroom and their desk, and you're following them and talking to them. I mean, that's what you have to do. And it's designed for that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
designed to see who can think outside the box, who can work around these obstacles, who can take initiative, be self-sufficient, but yet at the same time try
Who
to
can
solve
influence.
this problem.
Yeah.
Who can
Getting
I love
influence
that.
is great.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot about communication, persistence. And, you're looking for that person that's just getting frustrated in the project and that it's not able, maybe placing blame on others, not getting a response here and there. What do you want me to do? That's the wrong answer.
Yeah.
Just got to keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Be
So-
resourceful.
And then at the end, you're just kind of hoping that you did a good enough job,
Nice.
So
So
it is fun.
challenging,
It is.
but rewarding.
Yeah.
And like a
Great.
good
Yes.
stepping stone to then get you
Yeah.
it's-
ready
it's-
to be a
it's
group
really good
leader.
program. It
Yep.
really
Great
prepares
way.
you for what is in front of you.
Nice. Wonderful. Thanks for sharing all of that. So what do you enjoy most about being a group leader?
Boy.
People
Yeah.
that we work with,
Yeah.
you have a rare opportunity at O.C.Tanner to meet people from all over the world.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
right
so
where I was
true.
at.
What is
We-
it, like
Yeah.
54 countries?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like
so-
so many different languages
Exactly.
and
You're a mind traveler, so you meet them, you go to those places with them, and they're learn about their cultures, and each one of them brings different strengths to our teams, and to me that's the most rewarding.
Yeah, for sure.
The mentoring is
Yes.
definitely a big piece.
Yeah.
I also love, along with that mentoring, is setting goals with them and then watching them accomplish them.
Yes.
I think that is one of the most rewarding parts, to watch them, put in the work day after day to accomplish the goals that they set. I mean, it's so easily measurable and so easy to help them accomplish and believe in themselves. And that just, is one more piece that really helps their personal growth, and it's really rewarding.
that's so cool.
Very much so.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
Oh yeah, I definitely add to working with the diverse team members. The diversity to me was such a great surprise, a benefit of the job, because I wasn't really aware of it during the recruiting process,
Sure.
and it became evident during the onboarding. But for me personally, it was a great fit. It's just something I really love, because I was fortunate to be raised abroad, and I
Oh,
went
I
to high
didn't know
school
that.
over in Germany. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And my dad said to me at the time, he said, I want you to take full advantage of this opportunity. You're only going to get this once in a lifetime. So every single summer, I want you to take off and don't come back. Leave
Oh,
and
cool.
don't come back till the day before school. So for 4 years, I left for 3 months and just traveled, all over Europe. And the best part of that was getting to know, the cultures. And it was, everything's very close in Europe. So one minute you're in Italy and the Italian culture, then you're in France. And I spent a lot of time in Yugoslavia at the time, when it was one country. Down into Greece and just all over. So when I come here into O.C.Tanner, it's like it just brought back all those memories. So my team right now, I have 10 people, and we're from 8 different countries.
Oh, that's
on my team.
awesome. I love
And
that.
basically 5 continents.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We got everything covered.
Yeah.
South America to Russia, I've got it
Yeah.
all. Southeast Asia, even one from the Virgin Islands, and so every single person on the team is basically from a different country, and it's awesome and it's fun, and we learn from each other, and we spend a lot of time talking about their culture and understanding it, and one-on-one coaching, and it's just amazing to see how well all these different cultures just gel, and they can focus on one purpose and work together and just row in the same direction, and there's no issues whatsoever. But that's the best thing for me too. It's fun.
So very people focused.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Love that. So what attributes do you think a leader needs to have to be successful?
Patience.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Patience, communication.
Being humble. Too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Being able to inspire.
Yeah. The vision, right?
Yes, the vision. You get results through your people.
Mhm.
You don't get results on your own.
Absolutely.
Your job is to get those results through your people. So how do you use that opportunity, and how do you go about that is what makes the good leader successful to me. Being able to be humble, like I said, and also be able to show vulnerability, so they know you're human too, that you have weaknesses and strengths, same
Absolutely.
as them. To me, being a great leader, it's not just that purpose, it's also clear expectations.
Mhm.
Very clear expectation, and follow up on them, and follow up on anything that your team puts in front of you, because I can see lots of times that they get disappointed if they ask you to follow up on something and you forget because your plate is
Very
overwhelmed.
full.
So you have to make sure that that's one of your priorities
Okay.
as a leader.
So we do a lot of recruiting from the outside of people. Again, when you're bringing your people into the, you have 2 different types of team members you're working with. Some that have been brought up in this culture, that have years of experience, that get it, they understand it. Then you're trying to bring in the newer team members from outside and to fit into this culture. And I mentioned patience at the beginning. Is that's a process of kind of breaking down some of their old habits they may have from other companies, of wanting to, always be, this is how you solve this. This is the way to go. I'm sure I'm right on this. Versus, teaching them to talk about the problems, to see them from different angles, to throw out different possibilities, to listen to others on the team, and come to a consensus that way. Experiment with different solutions, because typically everybody comes in and sees a problem and thinks they know the solution right away, and you're going to have 5 different people with different solutions. And so it takes a little bit of patience on the onboarding side, and getting people to understand the culture. And we do a great job here, and we have a very detailed onboarding checklist for us as leaders, make sure we're covering all the training points and the development points. And but yeah, that's one thing I come to work every day, reminding myself, that there's going to be challenges throughout the day.
Absolutely.
And it takes a little bit of patience, along with the humility is the second biggest for sure, for me. But yeah, great point.
Anything you'd like to add, Amber?
Yeah.
Amberly?
You're okay. I mentioned it when you were talking about the people, but vision is really big, right? You're the motivator, right? And so if you can't see beyond what your team can see, then you're holding them back. And I think that's been a big piece. Definitely the patience, definitely the humility, but a leader has to be able to see more than what the team can see.
Nice.
Good point.
Yes.
What's one of the biggest things you've learned being a group leader?
How to be humble. Yeah, patience.
All these great
All these
qualities
things that we
you
just
just
we
need
needed.
Yeah.
We learned
Yeah.
them on the
Yeah.
job.
You think you have it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you have your kids. Like I have kids at home, so I was thinking of patience. Yeah, and challenges you have to learn different ways how to be very patient, humble.
It's a different kind of
It is.
patient.
It is. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, even so, I came from the outside, so I had to lose those bad habits myself,
Sure.
right? The biggest learning for me is I don't have to solve all the problems. I'm not the guy that has to deliver these results. Me, I don't have to make the right decisions. I don't have to tell them this is the way we're going. That's a big learning for a leader coming in from the outside, is that you have some very smart team members that are doing the work all day
Absolutely.
long.
Yeah.
When you have a problem that you need solved, the first place you go is to them. We have to solve this. But, so for a leader coming from the past, you were told you solve this problem at
Yeah.
other companies,
Mm-hmm.
And here that's not the case. Is we are going to solve it together, and it's so nice,
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
is to not have to, know that everything is on your shoulders, and that you've got 10, 12, 15 other people right there.
They're
with
experts
you.
at what
We're
they
gonna-
do.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
have great
And
feedback.
you feel
And-
really comfortable about challenges,
And you brought a very good point. I just remembered when you said coming from outside, you have to lose some habits, and coming from other cultures, you have to lose some habits from the culture that I was brought up. I was brought up in ex-Yugoslavia, who was socialism, communism, and it was not just because of that. That doesn't have anything to do with that, but it's just a fact that we were brought up to justify ourselves. That kind of the society brought us up like that. Our families, if you did something, you have to justify yourself. So one of the biggest things that I had to learn as a leader is just to take the feedback and just say thank you. That was completely different from my upbringing. I just cannot. If I would broke a dish, I could not just say to my mom if she was giving me
Upset.
feedback.
Yeah.
I could not just say thank you and walk away. I would have to just say why did I do that. So to me, that was one of the big things that you just mentioned. And it's just to me like I had to learn how to take the feedback, say thank you, and then go and think about that feedback. What can I change about myself to be a better leader? So
That's a good one.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. And a lot of team members we hire from different cultures. Well, we have to get them out of their mindsets of some of the countries and the cultures they're brought up in is you're the worker, they're the leader,
Yeah.
and you do what they say, and you're they're just kind of stuck in this. No, I'm them not feeling empowered.
Yeah.
You have to give them empowerment. No,
Yeah.
you're not. We're not here, and I'm up here, and you're down here. We're right here.
Sure.
And sometimes you have to really work to
Yes.
bring that out of different cultures because they're timid, they're afraid.
They're not used to that.
Yeah, not used to solving a problem and speaking their mind up and talking to you as a leader. Like, no, I don't think you're right. I want to challenge that.
They have to challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. So
You have to learn how to treat them how they want to be treated. So that's also a process.
Yeah, that's all great. I remember when I first came into this position in supply chain, and I came in right when you all were doing Gamba visits, and that was so interesting to me to see the teams come together and the team members talking to our executive teams about their wins and challenges. And yeah, it wasn't necessarily just the leader having a check-in with the executives. And I love that the executives shared with the team members their wins and challenges too.
Sure, you're right. Yeah, and actually, most Gamma visits, leaders don't say anything.
You just sit back and
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
your great team members share.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything else you want to add about Gemba visits or that process?
It's a great opportunity for our team members to shine. That's why I keep it's putting them also. It's for them it's challenging too because it's putting them in that uncomfortable position.
But you grow so much in those
but you
times.
grow so much. you as a like Mike said, most of the Gemba visits we don't say even one word. But before that, it's our work.
Yeah.
We prepare them, we
Yes.
encourage them, we
Absolutely.
make sure you tell them, just focus on one. Look at me. I will support you. It's going to
Yeah.
be easier next time. It's different people, different backgrounds, different way how they feel about speaking in front of other people. So it is our work is in behind that Gemba,
Yeah,
making sure that we
absolutely.
prepare them so that Gemba visit just goes smoothly.
And you do those every 6 months?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think also their work becomes more real to them. They realize why this touches
Yeah.
executives. Otherwise they
Yes.
just come in and do their work and leave
You're
for the
right.
day.
Yeah.
And
You
we
know,
have to
and-
make sure that they focus on that, not
Yeah.
talking in front of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's fun to see how they grow too, because the
Yes.
first time they do a Gemba, they're so nervous to speak in front of
Next
this
time,
this
easier.
scary guy, and then they sit back and a couple of times after they're getting used to it and they
Yes.
get more comfortable
Yeah.
speaking in front of leadership, and that does a lot for their growth, right? If they
Yes.
want to have
Yeah.
any leadership opportunities,
Mhm.
they have to be able
Yeah.
to speak to people
Present and-
that maybe know more than them and still
Sure.
be confident in that.
Yes.
So I think that's really important.
For our audience who maybe doesn't know, can you let us know what a Gemba visit means or what the word Gemba is?
Yeah, they should go check out our YouTube video.
Yeah.
No, absolutely though. But Gemba means go and see, right? It's the Japanese word for just go and see and
Where the work is done.
where the work is done. In the place, exactly. So that's what our executives do. The leaders of supply chain come and join our teams and go to where the work is done and check it out and have them report and tell them all about what they've done in the last
Yeah.
3 to 6 months. So.
Nice.
It's a check-in on alignment as well, right?
Sure.
They're coming to
Exactly.
we break our year down into 6-month periods, strategy deployment periods we call them, and it lets you report back to executives that we understand what's important to you as the executives, and then we're showing you what we're doing to align to those goals. And another great thing about a Gamba visit, and I think the team members initially too are really nervous when you fall short. And here in this
Sure.
company, we set very aggressive goals. They're big stretch goals, and a lot of times you fall short. So they're very nervous about reporting out on that. And then at the end of the Gemba, I think their takeaway is it's okay.
Sure.
The executives
Because they realized it
let
was a
them
big
know.
goal.
Yeah, and they know that
And what they learned.
failure is
Yeah.
acceptable
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
because you went for it, you tried it, it wasn't an alignment issue, so you were working in the right direction, you just didn't get to where you'd hoped to be. And I think that at the end of those Gembas, sometimes they're like, okay, it's all right. None of us are going to lose our jobs right now over this, and they encourage you to just keep
going.
trying to
We
hit
just
the
have
ball
more
out of the
days to
park.
keep trying.
That's
Yeah.
a good point.
Yeah.
So we do Gemba visits every 6 months, and then also we just got done with the manufacturing expo,
Yeah.
right? So how did you help your teams prep for that, or tell us a little bit about what you do for those as well? Because that was a huge couple weeks there that you guys had.
Yeah. Similar with Gembas, we are there to support them and guide them and be the if they need anything from us to support, to make sure that they have tools how to do that. We use our team meetings to work on our trifold presentation over there. How's that gonna work? Look like when we go over there. Focusing on the success or learning opportunities from our strategy deployment projects. I always try to encourage them to, this is the time to shine. We did such a great job, or we had this
Yes.
great learning opportunities. Like Mike said, sometimes things happen throughout the strategy deployment, and your strategy deployment just, even with stuff that's outside of your control, gets
It's gonna happen.
Yes. But it's your goal. It's your role as a group leader, as a mentor, to get them to connect to that vision, to align to that. What did we do to make good out of the bad situation if it's not successful? So.
Absolutely.
Nice.
I don't know what to add to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the work comes in all 6 months, right? You're helping them
Yes.
prepare for that report out for 6
Yes.
months straight, making sure that they're not just doing these goals because their leaders set this goal for them,
Yeah.
but that these are a part of their daily accomplishments and that they're
Right.
What
tied to
drives
it.
them,
Exactly.
keep them going.
Exactly.
Well, and I love the manufacturing expo that it's opened up to the whole company,
Yeah.
Right.
so everyone can come and get out of their focus of their department and branch out and see
Yes.
what you all do
Yeah.
on your teams. It's awesome.
Yeah, so again, I'll add for our listeners, right? The expo is something we just started a couple of years ago. So at the end of all those Gemba visits, we had the idea to bring everybody together to a fair, to an expo where you can show what you did for that 6-month strategy period. You can show your wins, your losses, your challenges, but most importantly, your learnings. And we have this the philosophy of a yokaten, where we share those learnings with different teams. So by bringing everybody together in an expo and a fair, and you get to walk around and casually and talk to teams, you end up learning something that you can take back and help with your team.
Yes.
So that was the kind of the purpose of the expo and the fair. Was we did these great report outs. Executives all understand how every team did. Now, how do we get every team to understand how every team did, and to talk amongst each other and share? And so that was the purpose of the expo, and it's grown every year. And as you said, we've added in now the whole company, other departments that don't necessarily run strategy deployment periods. They're coming down and seeing what we're doing and seeing the benefits. And now more and more are starting to take on some strategy deployment target conditions and try to improve every 6 months.
Yeah.
So why would you recommend being a group leader at O.C.Tanner for someone who's maybe interested in a career path like this?
I would start with culture. I think just talking to Amber, she's one of our recent hires as a group leader, she said, working for other companies, you are kind of in leadership that you always have to ask for permission to do stuff. Culture at O.C.Tanner is unique, I would say. I would hope it's unique. And you as a group leader have autonomy. You have support of your leadership. We have great leadership. We have great teams. We have great colleagues. So I would, if we have a great support group in our group leaders, that's where I go for is to validate my to ask questions, to validate my decisions, to ask questions. So all of that, people, colleagues, leaders, opportunities, all of that would be why would I recommend O.C.Tanner to anybody else?
For sure. Wonderful.
I would only add to that if, as a group leader, I don't know, I've only been around in the group leader role almost a year now, but there is no shortage of opportunity for growth. You do not get to stop moving. You do not get complacent. There's no opportunity for that. And that's something that I've loved about the role is that, if you stop for 10 seconds, that train's going to run you over. So you got to keep moving, and that's been really fun.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah, good. Well, let's see. My input would be, I've worked at a lot of different companies, and I've been fortunate to I'll probably end my career here. Most definitely will end my career here. And we have the systems built in place to help you be successful here. Yeah. A lot of other companies you go to as a leader, and they basically hand you the keys and tell you good luck, figure out how to make us profitable, figure out how to fix this, figure out how to do that. You come in here, and you've got so many systems built that enable your success. You've got a team you're working with that has all the tools to solve every problem that comes up every day. And those systems really take out a lot of stress. For me, it comes at the end of the day is most jobs I've worked in the past, I've come home extremely stressed. And even though we have a lot of challenges here and our days have a lot of problems that come up in them, I don't normally leave stressed. I normally just leave with knowing everything's going to be okay, because we have the systems in place to ensure that we'll solve these problems properly. So that's what I would recommend to others. The culture, it can't be beat, Whatever problem I run into, I can turn to Lydia or I could turn to Amberly, and I have 8, 10, 12 other people I can go to and say, I got a problem that I'm not sure what to do about. And they'll be right there to help you.
100%.
Nice. Wonderful. Thank you so much for meeting today to chat about, being a group leader, and not just here, this was so good, but off camera, you truly are amazing leaders. I see you with your teams, and I'm just so grateful to work with all of you.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah.